And you mentioned this Bitcoin as the reserve asset of the internet economy. Touch a little bit more on that and talk to me about.
So actually, if you could pull up Jeremy Allaire from Circle, the head of Circle, he recently sent out a tweet. I think it's really interesting because he said 2025 is going to be the year that the world connects to the internet financial system. Now, I think he's being a little bit. Pull up his Twitter because he sent it out on Twitter or X, I should say. Bad habit. I have bad habit of calling X Twitter still.
Yeah, same here.
So just scroll down a little bit because he recently sent it out. And what? Yeah, there it is right there. 2025 will be the year the world fully wakes up and begins actively using the internet financial system. Now, I think he's talking about his USDC as the internet financial system.
Yeah.
There are multiple financial systems, centralized and decentralized, that connect via the internet. At the intersections of those systems, I like to imagine that's the internet economy. And that internet economy is a marketplace for true free market interest rates. That's what's happening here. A new market with free market interest rates based on Bitcoin collateral and over collateralized lending, not fractional reserve banking, is now not only formed, but incentivizing the traditional market makers to come here. Because what they found out is that socialist, communist, price-controlled interest rates are nowhere near as profitable as free market interest rates.
Yeah. I mean, that's this whole idea of Austrian economics, right? And this whole idea of like interest rates being the price of money in an economy. It's like the ultimate aspect of civilization that should be capitalist, not socialized or communist, right? Is like the free market for money, right? And
so they say free market, but we're not really a free market.
No, it's controlled by a bunch of people in a room. They just make a decision. And
this internet economy, it's an aggregate economy of the world. No one country can dominate it. No one country can outcompete it. No one country can write the rules. So you have this basically wild west of financial contract where you have a free market price discovery on the interest rate on the cost of capital. It's actually based on the supply of money and the demand for loans rather than the stated rate.
Yeah,
that's anchoring that anchors all of these things down, and that is what People's Reserve exists for. We exist as a marketplace to attach the traditional world to the digital economy, to attach and give access to corporations and even people, right, regular customers, access to this domain that they don't have the technical ability to operate in or understand. You know, if you told somebody who just signed up for Coinbase 2 weeks ago, buy some Bitcoin and set up a delta neutral position and provide liquidity on Uniswap and Balancer, and by the way, bridge it over on Arbitrum, and you can rake in around 25% APY. Well, they'd be like, all I heard was 25% APY. But then they start doing all the studying of all the technical abilities that they need to have, and all the rule sets they need to understand, and all the protocols they need to interact with in order to generate that 25%. Forget it, it's gone. And that's what People's Reserve is here to do, but in a delta neutral fashion. That's People's.
You take a fee from doing that? So somebody will send you the Bitcoin and you will do that for them? Is that kind of what your goal?
No. We don't want to. No, we don't want to do that at all. So People's Reserve is actually a reserve of money used for the people. So that's where that idea came from. And Bitcoin bonds and self-repaying mortgages are not necessarily leveraging the internet economy, but our vaults do, that people can deposit to the vaults, and you can have like a delta neutral positioning. And this is really interesting. I'm sure your listeners will, especially some of the more sophisticated ones, will check this out. What you can do is you can go to actually, if you go to like CoinGlass funding fee, it's like CoinGlass funding fee, you can actually see the decentralized internet economy rates.
Yeah,
there it is right there. And this is going to show this in 8 hours. So see right there, it says current. Just annualize it to 1 year so people can get an idea. Yeah, right there.
Go to 1 year. Usually around 10%.
Okay, so let's say you want to go on DYDX, right? There's a good decentralized. You bridge your Bitcoin over there, and click it again so it brings. Green is actually bad. Red is good. I hate that about it. So yeah, so on that AKT right there, which I'd rather have Bitcoin up there. Maybe you can refresh, but what you would see is that right now Yeah, there you go. Now now go back to the 1 year to annualize it. There you go, 41.5%. So if you were a delta neutral market maker on DYDX, how you would do this is, let's say you buy $10 million worth of Bitcoin. You keep $5 million in your wallet. You take $5 million, you bridge it over, and then you go short 1x. Well, in that perpetual contract that people are trading on DYDX, they pay a funding rate. And when the rate is like this and it's red, the shorts get paid. When it's green, the shorts pay the longs. So it depends on the balance of the marketplace. So right now you can see that the market is pretty bullish that the price of Bitcoin is going to go up. And they're willing to pay funding fees every 8 hours that annualize out to 41% APY. So as a delta neutral market maker, if the price of Bitcoin goes up 10%, okay, my short position went down 10%. But my stack, which is long 1x, went up 10%. Yeah. So I still have $10 million. But what's left over? The funding fee that's paid to me.
Yeah.
So we're not here to bet on the direction of the price. Anybody who tried to bet on the direction of the price will be destroyed. We are delta neutral. We are price neutral. But we are a market maker because we're supplying liquidity to the marketplace for people who want to make leveraged trades. And they're willing to pay a fee for that. Well, that fee is a free market interest rate that fluctuates with the implied volatility of the marketplace and the overall bullishness or bearishness of the marketplace and the balance of shorts versus longs. Well, 41% is insane. I mean, you have to be an immoral, corrupt individual who wants to practice usury against people to get 26% in credit cards.
Yeah.
You can just be a delta neutral truth money advocate and rake in 41%.
That's wild.
It's insane. And
so is this 41%? Is it like in a stable coin, or are you getting it in
native
yield?
That's actually Bitcoin paid in Bitcoin.
So you're ending up with 41% more Bitcoin at the end of the year. Wow, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, and depending on which market you make, you can chase stable coins or you can chase Bitcoin. It depends what marketplace you want to make.
What are your thoughts on like all these different blockchains? Is your personal opinion we're headed for a multi-chain future? Are you a maximalist? I mean, where do you stand on the whole thing?
I'm definitely a Bitcoin maxi. I'm a Bitcoin maxi because Bitcoin is engineered money and nothing else is money. So if anything is trying to compete with Bitcoin, it's a scam because we don't need a new Bitcoin. We have money. We have engineered money. It's the perfect form of money. We're beyond that. However, I do need tools to help manage my money. And rather than going with some bankers, yes, I'd rather have my counterparty risk as a decentralized smart contract that I can analyze, that I can audit, and that I can know what rights and abilities I have without having to ask permission from a trusted custodian. So I do believe.
So it sounds like you think there's some value in some of these other chains.
I do believe that. I do believe that 99% of them are shitcoins and scams. But I also believe that you need a domain like Ethereum.
Yeah.
The biggest problem Ethereum had, first of all, it used to be proof of work, right?
I miss those days.
I do too. And